So now the fact is that you were able to get inside my nervous system. And even though we are different bodies, but yet you were able to get inside my nervous system and see what I'm feeling and relay it back. That was because of your prefrontal cortex, this amazing part inside you, which is involved in you're able to make a decision of what the other person is feeling. Now, do you see this particular region is close to your thumb as well as close to this part of your palm?
Yes.
And of course the spinal cord. So what's happening is
Yes.
this part, the prefrontal cortex, is taking in information from all these areas and the external world, and it is able to when it is all aligned, this is able, we say that there's healthy inflow and outflow of information, and therefore there's resilience, and therefore this brain is integrated, the system is integrated, different parts are linked together. And according to so there's this a body called NIH, National Institute of Mental Health, and they have these studies called the Connectome Project, in which they're studying the human brain in order to see what contributes to our well-being for human beings. And they found out in 2015, there was a study found out that the single most important predictor of well-being, and they studied thousands of people, was integration, how different areas in the brain are linked together. And the prefrontal cortex is responsible for that. Now, what happens, Daniel, is in a lot of times when there's a lot of stress in the body, there's a lot of stress response, the brainstem will allow in a lot more information. And this part, the amygdala, will literally have what we call as signal the fight response, and you have a flipping the lid. Yeah. So now do you see this part which was responsible, just for the sake of explaining, which is responsible for kindness, compassion, empathy? Now you lost touch with that because you flipped your lid. Initially, you might just go like a little bit of irritation, and one fine day you go like this, right? Now, when you lose touch with all this, sometimes in anger, we might say something very rude, and later on we feel like, what was I thinking? The fact is, you had lost touch with the thinking part of your brain, just for the sake of explaining. But what we
Yes.
have seen is that when we do certain processes, including mindfulness, it tends to come down, calm down. And not only that, next time when you're going to flip your lid, you will actually be able to be aware much more easily in the earlier stages, where it's easily you're able to take control of the situation and avert that situation. um, this is something I want to tell you, a little incident. There's a little boy, because nowadays they're teaching mindfulness in schools also. So there's a little boy who comes and he says to his teacher in one of the schools, Miss, that means I'm going to flip my lid. I need some time out. I need some time to just focus on my breath. I need to just get into centering part and then come back to the class. So, this is where it's so empowering, even to little ones.